years, but a lot of chicken franchises have popped up in the last few years, and so, and I like a lot of them. So I'll see if KFC is what it used to be. So I'm gonna open it up here and have a look. I wanted a 3-piece. I asked for a 3-piece combo, expecting to get some coleslaw and a biscuit and gravy, but that's all I got. Now, I had to drive 15 minutes each way to get this. So, it was a bit of a hike. You know, I went in there and I asked for a 3-piece extra crispy combo. And I don't think this is extra crispy. They gave me some cinnamon twists. Not sure what that is, but I'll find out. And a large Pepsi. You know, I've said many times before, I grew up very close to the Montana border when I was a kid, in a small little town called Buffalo Gap. And there was a neighboring town called Cornack. And of course everybody went to church on Sunday, and there was a young minister there. He was studying to become a minister, and he would preach a sermon every once in a while as part of his studies. And he knew we were moving to Saskatoon. And he said, when you get to Saskatoon, you got to try Kentucky Fried Chicken. You've never tried nothing like it. And he was right. When we got there, we tried Kentucky Fried Chicken because there was no other chicken place like that at that time. And of course, in Buffalo Gap, there was not a fast food franchise within 100 miles or more. So that was my first introduction to Kentucky Fried Chicken. Now, before I go any further, I want to do a shout out to one of my viewers, Caden Hiller. Hope I pronounced your name right. Caden Hiller, a big shout out to you, my friend. And a big shout out to the rest of you people as well. I appreciate your support and your encouragement. I really do. And your subscriptions. I love it. I really do. I really appreciate your support. So I'm going to go and try a piece of chicken here. Wow, the skin came right off. That first mouthful was a good one. I recently did a video where I talked about my go-to McDonald's, which was a Big Mac filet of fish and a small Coke. And one of my viewers said, why'd you get a small Coke? And I said, because a lot of pop gives me a headache. But the large one, I figured, why not? Sometimes you go to the movie cinema and you ask for a small Coke and they give you something like this. And a big bucket of popcorn. Now that's their small. You could feed a family of 4 for a week on something like that. Surprisingly, this is still quite warm. So anyways, Linda and I got back from Mexico. We had a great trip. So nice to get away. The day we left, it was snowing. It started to snow. And the person was supposed to give us a ride to the ferries. She had to bail because she's a first responder, volunteer first responder. So because there was snow on the ground, there's a lot of fender benders and more serious accidents that she had to attend to. So I texted my buddy John, and I asked him if he could give us a ride to the ferry. We had to be there at about 11 o'clock in the morning. And he texted me back and said, cheers, we came over, he picked us up. When I opened up the door to greet him, there was already about 3 inches of snow on the ground. Later that night, in some places, there's like a foot. But anyways, we got to Vancouver. wasn't a flake. Now, living on Vancouver Island, to me, it's a luxury. I love it. But the one major drawback, if you're traveling and you're catching a plane out of Vancouver, chances are you have to go over the night before and get a hotel room so you can fly out the next day. And that was the case this time. We had to fly out at 8 a.m. So we had to get a hotel the night before and a hotel coming back. Now, one of the few times we didn't have to do that was in 2015 when Linda and I went to Cuba. We flew out at around supper time in late February. By the time we were airborne, it was pitch dark. But we went over in the afternoon, and her niece picked us up from the ferry. Went to her place first because we had some time to spare, and she made some lovely cinnamon buns. And she's a busy lady. You know, her husband works full time, and she has 4 kids. So we went there for a little while, and then she gave us a ride to the airport. So that was the same deal this time. We went over there, got the 11 o'clock ferry thereabouts. She picked us up on the other side, the same niece. Went to her place, had cinnamon buns. Her 4 kids are very busy. They do a lot of extracurricular after-school stuff. So she spends a lot of time on the road, driving them here, driving them there. So I was very grateful that she picked us up. So I went to her place, had tea, cinnamon buns for maybe 45 minutes. Then she drove us to her hotel. But we went to the wrong hotel. Man, that was my fault. There's the Sandman Inn and the Sandman Signature. And if I would have read my travel documents, I would have noticed it said Sandman Signature. Same company, just 2 hotels very close to one another. That's funny because every time I go to the airport when I'm landing or taking off, I can see that hotel. And it's the one that I thought that we were going to because it stands out the most. And when I Googled it, that's the one that came up. But if I would have Googled Sandman Signature, then the other one would have came up. But the guy said, no, you got the wrong hotel. So he said, it's not very far away. Well, I knew that. So, we could have taken our luggage and just walked over there, but, we could see the hotel from where we were, but as close as it was, there's still like a freeway there. We'd have to walk all the way down the crosswalk, and, we got our backpacks, big suitcases we're dragging behind, and, it'd be pretty hard for Linda to do that, so we called a cab. Cab ride was like less than $6, so it shows how close it was. I just gave the guy $10. So when we checked in, our flight was leaving at 8 in the morning. They want you there 3 hours early. I don't know why, but they do. So I told the guy at the desk we need a 4 a.m. wake-up call. I asked about their shuttle. He said the shuttle leaves at 5 in the morning. Perfect. It's about a 15-minute ride. So I said, good. So I reiterated, okay, shuttle at 5, 4 a.m. wake-up call. Perfect. Go down to our hotel room. We're going to go out to dinner, but first we want to just relax for a little bit. So I turned the TV on. Can't get the TV to work at all. I kept playing with the remote and nothing but snow and whatever. So we thought, well, let's just go to dinner. The Denny's right outside our hotel. Now I know Denny's Wendy's is not a 5-star restaurant. So we weren't expecting anything great. So I had a turkey dinner. Can't remember what Linda had, but the waiter was very nice. And it was a meal, so what the heck. We were happy. So on the way back to the hotel room, I stopped by the front desk and I mentioned the TV wasn't working. The guy said, okay, he'll send somebody down. So we went back and we waited and waited and waited. I think almost an hour went by and I phoned down the front desk. I said, I was just talking to you a while ago. I said, the TV's not working. The guy goes, okay, I'll send somebody down. Click. Very, very rude. So anyway, 5 or 10 minutes later, guy comes along, plays the remote for a while, gets it going, but you only get 2 channels. I said, whatever. Something to watch. So we watched our 2 channels. Went to bed early because we had to be up early. Now we travel with a small alarm clock as a backup all the time. And that's a good thing. At 4 o'clock, our alarm went off, but we never got a wake-up call. Now when you're at an airport hotel and you're waiting to catch a flight, you depend on that kind of thing. So when we checked out that morning, I went down front desk. There was somebody different. There was a young lady there. I just mentioned that, we had requested a wake-up call for, and she checked the computer and said there was no entry for that. So somebody dropped the ball. But anyway, the shuttle was on time at 5 o'clock. Got to the airport. Check-in was a breeze. I hadn't traveled in 3 years. Check-in was a breeze. Start going through security, and we were hungry. We hadn't had breakfast yet. So we said to the security guy, do we have time to go for breakfast? He says, well, it's 6 o'clock now. If you can be back by 6:30, you can go have breakfast. So there was a Tim Hortons in the airport, so we grabbed a breakfast sandwich and a tea and a coffee. So that was nice. We were able to get some breakfast anyway. Went through security, just a breeze. Everything was going great. It was just like before COVID. I mean, you hardly saw a mask, and the guy that checked us in when we first got there, he had a mask on. I totally understand that. I don't begrudge anybody for wearing a mask. I have no problem with that at all. During COVID, I did my best to follow all the rules. I got jabbed and social distance, wore a mask, whatever. But I guess what I'm saying is after 3 years, it's just kind of nice to, put that behind us if we can, so. But I'm also trying to say it was nice to get back to pre-pandemic. And that's the way everything was looking. So we boarded our flight. It's supposed to be about 6 hours and a few minutes. Plane takes off from Vancouver. It's a beautiful sunny day. It's just a beautiful day for flying. It's clear. Like I said, it snowed on the island, but there wasn't a flake in Vancouver. And the distance between Vancouver and Vancouver Island is only 30 miles. Cancun. Well, before that, I did something real stupid. The airline we took is called Sunwing, and Sunwing is a low-cost carrier. Their niche market is, sorry about that noise, their niche market is just vacation destinations, hence the name Sunwing. They go to Mexico, Cuba, the Bahamas, that kind of thing. A few places in the States and that sort of thing. Because it's a discount carrier, they don't give you so much as a bag of peanuts. Anything you want, you gotta pay for. So I thought, well, I wouldn't mind having a beer. A nice cold Corona would be perfect. I mean, I'm going to Mexico, I don't have a Corona. When I got back, I checked my visa. It was $8.99 for that can of beer. But it's all part of the experience. So anyway, the one thing they gave people that was free was water. So I was real stupid. I declined it. I thought, well, I have a window seat. I've already had a beer. If I start drinking water, I'll have to go to the bathroom. And Linda had the middle seat, and there's some gentleman sitting on the aisle seat that we didn't know, but was very nice. We talked to him. And Linda had used the bathroom about 3 times, but I don't like to get up if I can help it. I've actually flown to London, which is like a 9.5-hour flight without having to go to the bathroom. But because I didn't drink any water, I started getting dehydrated. But I didn't notice it until later. So after that long flight, we get to Cancun. Everything up to that point was a breeze. Now it's like a nightmare. We get there, and our plane has to sit in the tarmac for about 15 minutes because we were a few minutes early, and there was so many planes arriving at the same time they had to sort of jostle people around. So we finally got to our gate, disembarked, went downstairs to customs, and it was like a stockyard. I mean, there was just thousands of people, and they kept coming and coming because there was one plane after another landing. And it was hot. People were fanning themselves, and I was starting to feel kind of sick. I was getting headachy. After about an hour and a half, we finally got through customs. It was ridiculous. Go to get our luggage. It's already been taken off the carousel. And there's more luggage coming, so we finally found it. Had in our custom things, our little pamphlets they give you to fill out, those little things. Walk outside and it just hits you like a brick, that beautiful, hot, humid air. Oh, a few hours earlier it was snowing on Vancouver Island, and now here we are in Mexico. It's beautiful. Oh, it's just lovely. And still daylight. So we found the Sunwing representative, so the shuttle could take us to our resort, which is about an hour and a half away. After waiting around for almost an hour, because he was waiting for a number of people, and as they came, he would check them off. Well, there's one couple that that were missing. Well, it turned out they were over there drinking margaritas and taking selfies. They didn't check in, so he assumed that they weren't there yet. So we could have left earlier. But anyway, we finally got going. By this time, my head's pounding. I'm starting to feel sick because I'm so dehydrated. Like I said, our resort was about an hour and a half away from the airport, but we had to stop at, I think, at least 2 or 3 other resorts to drop people off. By the time we got to ours, there was only 2 people left in the shuttle besides Linda and myself. So we get there, it's pitch black. No big deal. hotel. They handed us a margarita. You know, the guy carries our luggage to our hotel. Beautiful resort. Of course, you can't really tell till the next day when it's light out, but it looked pretty good. Really liked our room. I was starting to feel a bit better because I drank some water. We had a nice tub on our balcony. Nice tub, full of nice cool water. We both got in, just relaxed, and went to bed. Woke up, look out the window. We're right on the beach. Beautiful palm tree swaying, sand, ocean. Fabulous. Felt so good. You know, that hotel being on the beach like that, it made me think of that episode of All in the Family where Archie has these friends, and the guy is a plumbing contractor, and he's quite wealthy, and he has a wife that he gives her furs and stuff like that, and of course he's a bit of a playboy, and their marriage is kind of, you know, but he likes to throw his money around and impress people, so him and his wife come to visit Archie and Edith, and they just got back from Hawaii. And he says, Archie, you got to see the islands. He said, we went to Hawaii. We had a hotel right on the beach, Archie. And Archie says, geez, for that kind of money, you should have stayed up in the hotel. I love it. But that's an older resort. They're not allowed to build hotels that close to the beach anymore. But the resort, like I said, not very big. It had 4 swimming pools and 4 restaurants and the big buffet. Buffet was amazing. So were the restaurants. They had a Peruvian restaurant, Mexican restaurant, a gourmet restaurant, and a steakhouse. So the first couple of days we went swimming and snorkeling. I'm going to show you something. This here is my underwater camera. That's my underwater camera. That's a Olympus TG6, I think it's called. That's a beautiful underwater camera. It works like a charm. Linda had one when we went to Asia in 2019, and I was jealous as all heck, so I bought one that fall. And in 2020, we went to Costa Rica. I thought it was a perfect chance for me to try it out. Well, we went snorkeling once with about 400 people, and all I could see was arms and legs in the water. So on this trip, I really had a chance to try out my camera. And I got pictures of a lot of fish, sea turtles. We just snorkeled every day, and you know, made videos and took pictures. I just loved it. Absolutely wonderful. After a couple of days, we went on an excursion to Chichen Itza. Saw some of the ancient ruins, like those pyramids. Absolutely impressive. Very, very nice. It was hot that day. Oh man, it was hot. And it was about a 3-hour bus ride each way, because once again we had to stop and pick up people at different resorts. But it's like one of those big air-conditioned Greyhound type buses, you know. That was a good day. That was about a 12-hour day. Then we got back about 8:30 at night. And we went and had dinner at the buffet. It was nice. Chicken bone. So anyway, the next day we did some more snorkeling and stuff like that. And the whole resort is crawling with iguanas. Lots of iguanas, not real big ones, not the green ones, but they're kind of like gray color. Lots of iguanas. nest on your patio or something if you're on the ground floor, or you'll see them around. And we saw a few different types of animals. I saw a goody, and I think it's called quati. It's kind of like it's related to the raccoon or something like that. That's what the locals told me. Anyway, something like that. A couple of days later, we went to a monkey sanctuary. I like to think that sanctuaries, what they say they are. I like to believe that the animals are rescued and they're being cared for, and they may have a chance to be turned back into their natural environment at some point. So in other words, I hope that's what they are, not just a zoo or something. Linda and I visited an elephant sanctuary in Thailand in 2019. We were very impressed with the way the animals are cared for there. But we got pictures of some monkeys and stuff like that. They have lots of animals. There's zebras and ostriches, a lot of flamingos and birds, snakes. But it was an interesting day. Really enjoyed it. We were at the resort for 10 days. But then you spend a day getting there and a day coming back. Plus a hotel room in Vancouver, going to a hotel in Vancouver coming back, so that's like 14 days. You know, so really it's like 4 days of travel. I have to say, I'm not overly thrilled with this chicken. It's kind of dry. You know, I would take Popeyes over this, or Lee's, or Mary Brown's any day. And yet at one time, KFC was the reigning champ. I'm not sure what's like anywhere else, but this particular franchise in my town, it's not very impressive. They share a building with Taco Bell. So one of these days I'll do a Taco Bell video. They also have a place in the mall. For years and years they had a place right downtown, not too far away, but they shut that down for some reason. Somebody else moved in. We snorkeled and went swimming. There was some stingrays, but we never actually saw any. Sorry, I missed those. You probably noticed I shaved my mustache off. So my scuba mask, my snorkeling mask will provide better suction to my face. It'll provide a better seal. These are called cinnamon twists. There's not much to them. No, it was a very good holiday. I have to admit, it was so good to get away. Like I said, first time in 3 years we got a vacation. And I would definitely go back to that resort again. I really liked it. The staff was just lovely. I don't have a single bad thing to say about the staff. They were wonderful. There's a lot of pelicans down there too. I was watching them dive all the time. They're pretty good hunters. They're almost like big pterodactyls the way they come gliding along the beach. I love watching animals. They're so interesting. This part here, that's a floating device. You have that wrapped around your wrist the whole time, and you have this wrapped around your wrist as well, so you don't drop it. But if you do, this thing will keep the camera from sinking. It'll just float. But that camera works just as good above water as below. I use it for my cooking videos, for doing overhead shots. It takes beautiful pictures. It's just as good as my Nikon for taking pictures above water. It retails up here for about $550. So down in the United States, that'd be about $137. You people got it made down there. Oh, nothing left but the bones. The last 4 videos were all pre-recorded well ahead of time because I knew I'd be away on vacation. And I switched one or two of them around. And so it may have seemed kind of like I was in Mexico longer than I was. A bit confusing maybe, but no. That's the only way I could do it. So this is a fresh video. It's nice to be back, and there really is no place like home. That's a lot of Pepsi. I think I'm just about done. Yeah, there's the Colonel. Yeah, like I said, I wasn't overly impressed with that chicken. warm because I wrapped it up in my reusable garbage or reusable grocery bags that keep in the backseat of my car. So it kept it warm enough because it's about a 15-minute ride each way. But like I said, there's no coleslaw, no gravy, no biscuit. You know, if I go to Popeyes, I get the full meal. And that's what I was expecting here. And, excuse me. And the same with Mary Brown's or Lee's. Anyway. That's my KFC video. Well, my friends, you know, a couple of people wrote me and said they had COVID. To those people, I hope that you've recovered and that you're doing well and that you're not one of those long haulers. So I wish you all the best in your health. And sometimes people comment to me that they're, struggling one way or another. We all do that, you know. Life is full of ups and downs, let's be honest, you know. But I appreciate hearing from you, I really do. So do people who are, having some difficulties right now, whether it's a relationship or illness or financial or whatever. Hang in there. You know, it's times can be very tough. We all know that, but just hang in there. Things do get better. It doesn't seem like it, but they do get better eventually. I mean, I know I've been there. I recently did a video when I talked about my divorce and having to go live in an apartment after 27 years of being a family man, surrounded by kids and, in-laws and the Christmas time. And my marriage ended right at Christmas in December, of 2007. So I went through that. I know what it's like. It's rough. So, like I said, to those people who are going through tough times, just hang in there. And it's always helpful to talk to somebody if you can do that, okay? So, once again, my friends, I hope you're all doing well. And I love hearing from you. I read all your comments. It may take me a while to respond. Sometimes it may take me months. You'll be reading a comment that I responded to 3 months later and think, what's he talking about? I wrote this last year. So anyway, I've been doing this now for 6 months. I made my first video around September the 6th or 8th, something like that. So I've been doing it now for 6 months, and I've got all you people to thank because my journey in YouTube has gone way beyond my expectations. It really has. I've made a lot of friends. I recognize a lot of the names when I see them now. So, to all you people, I just love you. I really do. So, thank you again for all your support and your encouragement. Just keep hanging in there. Stay amazing because you are, okay? And we'll see you next